Hi, listeners. This is Jackie Price, and thanks for tuning in to Gathered Glow. I know that we have had a journey the last few episodes, and this one is like what it's been. This is what's been in the oven. This is what I've been baking. Okay, we've been working up to this entire time. In fact, Gathered Glow is called Gathered Glow because it's a visual representation of this, which is I want to talk about enlightenment. And when I say the word enlightenment, I don't mean like um, awakenings or aha moments. I mean truly in the Buddhist sense of enlightenment, nirvana, Buddhahood. I mean like really what enlightenment is. And in this episode, I'm going to ask you, like, when I say enlightenment, what do you think of? You're probably thinking of like Buddha sitting in like a lotus flower peacefully or under a tree, or, somebody in like linen garbs, or a monk, or possibly a pastor, preacher, some type of spiritual teacher. But enlightenment is for everybody. It is for It is for the girl that had a lot of pain. It is for the tequila drinker and tabletop sometimes dancer. It is not exclusive. No, it's not. And so 10 years ago, I experienced enlightenment. Not a little e, like the real deal Holyfield. And I've told some people about it, and I usually choose not to use the word enlightenment behind it because I don't know if one there seems like people respond with feeling like there's some why you, not me, like a hierarchy, like you achieved this and I didn't. First of all, achieving enlightenment, I don't know if achieve should be used. It's an experience, one that you reach through letting go of so much, facing your own suffering, transforming it into love and gratitude. I mean, it's not an easy feat, but I experienced it because I was in so much suffering that I did not know I was going to experience it. There's no goal in mind. I had no idea. In fact, I afterwards, I didn't even know what to call it for a while. It is so deeply profound. It altered everything that I knew. I was already very intuitive. I already had a really close relationship with God. This is the most humbling. I have an episode where I'm going to talk about karma because I love karma. Karma is really good. Karma gets a bad rap, but like ultimately is really, really good to you and like everyone. Um, is here for your own good. But um, in enlightenment, I will say that it's so humbling that there is no like puffed up chest, like I achieved this. Who would I have to puff up my chest to? Who? Who? Through the experience, you realize it's you facing you in almost every corner. Yeah, you have to let go of things that you feel at that time is like other people did to you or like the outer world. But eventually you get to a place where you see the outer world very differently. And the love that you gain and the understanding that you gain changes the way that you see everything. Changes the physical world too, which I might just do a full episode where I talk about like the physical understanding. Maybe I'll do a whole episode about like the physical changes that happened. And I don't mean like physical like body. I mean like the way you see the physical world, the way you see other people, what you see, what you taste. All of those things and yeah. So 10 years ago I had this experience. 5 years ago I was told to talk about it, and I lived under the assumption that like those that speak don't really know, and those that know don't really speak. And I do feel this still. I mean I think it's interesting because I can't always tell people how to detect the feelings that I feel. But there's so many people that you're just like, no truth in that. And they might be the first to talk. They desperately want the spotlight. And what they're saying is, it doesn't sound wrong. But you can tell that it's from knowledge, not from true understanding. You know the right quotes. You've read the right text. Y'all, I've not read text. Don't ask me to quote you something. I don't know. I don't know. My whole spiritual experience, I have this experience. I'm like, what? And then I try to find, I have others. What is this about? And then maybe I'll find what it's like called and connect with others around being able to call it that. I am not super studied on any particular path. I did not know the Buddhist path principles. I did spend some time meditating in a Shambhala. This was after if you ask and if you want, you don't even have to ask, honestly. I feel like seeking enlightenment is like, if you seek it, there's no seeking it, like for me, I didn't know to seek it, but you don't need to seek it. What you have to do is like find the peace in you. And then I saw this like video. So I Googled and I was like, what are people saying out there around enlightenment? Like what videos are on YouTube that describe what it actually is? Like I experienced this and I was like, what? Like, oh my gosh, like I could cry right now. Have this experience. And then it's like you don't need to seek it. And I don't know if you need a path or any religion for it. And I'm not saying like, oh, there's a lot of religions that actually give you a pretty dang good blueprint. I grew up in Christianity and it's still like the faith I feel I connect most closely with because I am most exposed to. And there are pieces about it that my views may differ from others. And there's pieces in other religions that I'm like, yeah, and I connect with that too. Absolutely. Yes, yes, yes. To checking these boxes. And there's other pieces where I'm like, I've never gotten a sense either way on some subjects. Irrelevant to me, but very relevant to other people. So I would say that if you are, I used to think that, okay, those that know don't speak. And also I kind of felt like I won't speak because I feel as though in my experience, and maybe someone else can shed more light on it because I can only tell you from my experience that in experiencing enlightenment, you move entirely outside of your mind. You are not I did not go somewhere that like thought that when they like see Buddha like sitting and like meditating and like he meditates, and maybe that happened for him. Maybe he was like meditating up. I have a lot of visions and I'm very intuitive, and my visions overlay on this timeline, this reality, wherever I'm going right now, right? I will see something over what I'm looking at, almost like augmented reality, right? Here. Or I'll dream, and that dream will be, I've slept, and during that dream, I'm having it, and it's here. And I will talk about this maybe in greater detail in another episode, but I used to think that, like, if you want to find it, you shouldn't hear what I have to say, because then your mind would try to project what you think you are here to find. But your mind cannot come close to projecting anything, because you are not in your mind when you see this. It's not stemming from your thoughts. In fact, afterwards, you can see your thoughts. You can feel the wave in which your thoughts are going, and you can see yourself looking at your own thoughts. Like, yeah, it's totally different. You move, it is split, where you are experiencing, you never leave this waking, walking moment. You never leave your mind. Your mind is still active. If it's scanning, if you were typing on the computer, for me, whatever you were doing in that moment, I did not leave in any way that moment, and simultaneously experience something at the exact same time, never leaving exactly where I was and what I was doing. And so I Googled like YouTube videos prior to doing this, because I'm like, what are other people saying? And I've not seen anything that actually is describing to you what the experience of enlightenment is. And not just like the overarching, like what you walk away with, but like the almost like mechanical of what you see and experience. Like the layer is pulled back, and everything you see changes. You are out, and then hello, you're back in. And so, there's a lot I've had to think about what I want to share in this. And so I'm going to post the video 5 years ago I was called to kind of make. That gives a little bit of insight into it. In a future video, I'll go way more in depth into like the actual experience that I had. And maybe I'll share a little bit about the before, what I was doing. Because like I said, I did not know I was on a path to do it. And the after. Because I won't say that it was harder, but coming back down and thinking, how do I ever tell people about this? What do I say? What do I say? And what do I say that hasn't been said in 100 different ways, thousands of different ways, for thousands of years? And then people interpret it to the most sometimes simplistic version, earthly version, physical form version possible. There's not a hierarchy in enlightenment. It's a radical understanding of what God is, the God in you, the God in me, and how much you deeply should love every, not just person, everything you encounter, everything you walk by, every tree you touch, every bite you eat, everything that you experience, every breath you breathe. On the flip side of that, the person that you see is like a monk, and I only watched 2 YouTube videos, and I didn't even fully watch them. So my bad. But one said, oh, if you experience enlightenment, you got these superhero powers. You like don't experience suffering, super peaceful. Y'all, this is not a path of like what I'm human. Here to have a human experience. My stomach is growling literally right now. I don't know if you're going to hear it on the mic. I'm hungry. I'm cranky some days. I have said wrong things. I have felt stressed since. I have felt insecurity since. I have been worried about things that I should not be worried about. This is not a it radically shifts, and I do feel all of those things differently. It's almost like I know I'm having an experience of those things, but I know that those experiences aren't necessarily all of me, but sometimes there's still like such strong experiences that I still have to go through it. I still will make mistakes. I still have to say sorry. I see things entirely different, feel it entirely different. But I was running the other day and I ate it on the concrete and busted a knee. Like, this isn't like you're floating around not having a lived human experience. The idea of like sainthood or like perfect people, you are moving yourself away from an understanding enlightenment. If you need that, if you need to think that there is perfection out there and that you are not fully already wonderful and whole. And there are layers that you have to work through here. There is suffering. There is contrast here. Like, that's why you're here. But beyond here, if you strip away this physical, you are already perfect. My darling, you are beyond perfection. You are it. You are everything. You know, like, people think it's a little woo woo when people start talking about, like, you are the stars. If you think that's woo woo, I don't know how you're going to understand what you really are. Because it's bigger. Go bigger. It's everything. Okay, so I'm going to drop 2 episodes today. This one and then the one I recorded 5 years ago. I am not here to debate anyone's experience. I'm not here to tell you that what I say is what you have to think or believe. And no, nothing of that. I'm here to share my experience. If you have questions, I may have an answer. I may respond with a question for you. But I'm called to share this, and that's what I'm going to do. And so I deeply am sending love to you. I really appreciate this. Has been something that I know I've had to say, but I know that there's complexity to it and understanding it. So I appreciate you. I love you. I'm sending you so much love and wishes for the best holidays. Big kisses, lots of hugs. Enjoy your festivities, and tune into the next episode.